Hello everyone and welcome. This channel is completely devoted to Belgian beer because I'm a Belgian and we make some of the best beer in the world. And therefore I'm going to be reviewing 3 beers in every video. But without any further ado, let's dive right into it.
Bottoms up.
The first beer on the list today is a common Pilsner.
Because I'm a Pilsner man.
I have it right here. Kristal Alken, brewed in the brewery of Alken Maas in the town of Alken, Limburg, just not too far from where I live, by the way. The brewery is celebrating its 100-year anniversary this year. Fun! Yeah! And the beer itself has been brewed since 1928. So in 5 years we get to celebrate another 100-year anniversary. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy that one really, really nicely. Anyways, let's open it and pour it out in a proper crystal glass. Make sure we have a little bit of a foam collar. It's not my best pour, not my worst. So, this beer is 5% in alcohol. As you can tell, it's pretty clear. It's also very cold, and which is fantastic on a warm day. It's 25 centiliter glass, and these ribs at the bottom, if you're wondering what that is, that's to minimize the contact area of your fingers with the glass, so the beer does not get warm as quickly.
Yes, science!
Time to taste. Cheers. Man, I'll never get sick of that first gulp. Anyways, as you can expect from a Pilsner, it's not really that strong, but it has a pretty good beer flavor. A little bit of a sweet aftertaste, so if you're not really into that, I would recommend Kristal Extra, which has more grains in it and therefore has a bit of a richer taste. And it's also a bit cloudy, it's not as clear as this one. But, well, this one is fairly similar to your Jubilee or Stella Artois if you're familiar with those beers. It's good. I like it, obviously. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. And because it's one of my favorites, there's quite a lot of stories associated with it. Most of which I can't really talk about on YouTube. But I can share this little anecdote.
Moments later.
So, this anecdote I was speaking of. 21 years ago, yeah, 21 years. God, I'm getting old. I was studying in the city of Leuven in college, and me and 3 of my friends had this cool but short-lived custom of bringing a crate of beer. So one of us would bring a crate of beer, 24 beers, and we would share that between the 4 of us. Needless to say, 6 beers per person isn't that much, so those nights always ended up somewhere else and pretty drunk. And it would make us hate Mondays even more.
More moments later.
So it's time to down this delicious Pilsner and get on to our next beer on the list, which will be a little bit stronger. So, beer number 2. It's also a blonde beer, but it's quite a bit stronger, like I said. Instead of 5% of alcohol, this one is 8.4. It's also a little bit of a different color. I have it right here. It's Triple Karmeliet. A beautiful bottle, isn't it? It's brewed in the brewery of Bosteels in Bergenhout, which is a town in East Flanders. And the first time they brewed it was in 1996, which is actually not that long ago. But it does follow a 1679 recipe from the old Carmelite convent in Dendermonde. So that's a bit older. They use 3 cereals for this: wheat, oats, and barley. Let's open it and pour some. I actually didn't know I had one of these glasses, but you know, it's an actual Carmelite glass. It's a little bit smaller than I would expect because it says 20 centiliters here, and I know this is a very foamy beer. And this is a 33 centiliter bottle. I guess this is more of a tasting glass than a getting wasted glass. Let's open this baby. Okay. This is going to be a little bit tricky because very foamy. Or that's what I remember from it. Whoa, that's pretty. It's not that foamy. But that's beautiful. Whoa, look at this. Golden, bronzy kind of color, but a very silky looking white foam head on it. That smells very fruity. I'm just going to taste. I mean, I've had it before, but it's been a long time. Ooh, wow, that's smooth. Yeah, I can believe that won some awards. It's better than my memory of it. I'm gonna taste it some more. I didn't taste it properly the first time. Oh dear, I must taste it more.
Please, sir, I want some more.
Yeah, it also says on here the year 1679. Not sure if you can tell. Right there. So for the recipe, not for when they first started brewing it in Burgenhout in 1996. So yeah, this is a very good beer, but I don't drink it that often. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. I don't want to be hammered all the time. You know, with like 1,600 or 1,700 beers and counting. You can't just have any Belgian beer anytime. So I don't really have any anecdotes or stories to tell about this beer, other than me also discovering it in Leuven, which makes sense because, you know, it's the capital of beer pretty much in Belgium. Speaking of Leuven, on another channel of mine, I did a little trip with my bicycle and filmed some of it. So if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description below. Thank you. Oh man, I'm going to be trying some more of that. This is the best video idea I've ever had.
Oh yeah!
So, the third and final beer on the list for today is another one of my favorites, and another blonde beer. If you guessed the theme for today, lots of more fun. Here it is, it's Duvel, brewed by the brewery of Moordgat in Puur-Sint-Amans, the province of Antwerp. Yes, it's the third province today for the third beer. Haha. And it's a blonde specialty beer, a little bit stronger than Karmeliet. Karmeliet was 8.4, this is 8.5. So really marginal difference. But it's a specialty beer. And what's so special about it? It's that it ferments twice. Once in big containers at a temperature of 20 to 26 degrees, and then another time in the bottle after they add more sugar and yeast. This is done in warm cellars at 24 degrees Celsius, after which it moves for 6 weeks to stabilize and mature in cold cellars, which leads to this famous picture of "This is where Duvel matures." Be quiet. Let's open this bad boy. As you can tell, this glass is a bit bigger, with Duvel on it, and the signature scratch in the bottom. I think you can see that. It's a little D. So then we get a vortex of happiness going on in this glass. Gonna be a little bit more rambunctious? No. A little bit more rambunctious with pouring this because, well, I've done it so many times.
That's why they sent me. I am an expert.
There we go. I don't like a big fat collar on this beer. Funny story. Originally, this beer was not blonde at all, nor called Duvel. It was called Victory Ale, for the victory over Germany in World War I. Oh, look at that. Ain't that pretty, you guys?
It's so beautiful.
Coming up in a little vortex in the middle, and a little whirlwind of bubbles. Anyways, so it was a dark Scotch, but then later on somebody called it a real devil when they were tasting it, and then they just called it Doodle, which is more or less a dialect word for devil around here. Let's try this one. Never had it in my life.
I'm sick of your lies! Secrets and lies! It's always secrets and lies!
That's so good. It's like just everything. You know, it's a bit sweet, it's a bit bitter, it's very smooth, and at the same time it's not really smooth because while you're swallowing it, it kind of fights a little bit like a good devil's syrup. I mean, we're drinking Satan after all.
My name is Satan.
So, yeah, another excellent beer. It's also, when you compare it to Karmeliet, I mean, Karmeliet is a little bit more golden, also a little bit clearer now that I compare them to each other. But they're both excellent beers, but yeah, Duvel, man. There's also other versions of this beer, of course, which are either less strong or stronger when you got the triple hop version. But I'm not going to cover those in this video today. They'll be for another video. You know, if you want to check them out yourself, there are links in the description below. Because of this beer being another one of my favorites, there are quite some stories and anecdotes about this one as well. Also mostly inappropriate for YouTube. But there is this one story that I would like to share with you.
Soon after.
So, a very good friend of mine had a good idea for bringing Duvel to a rock festival. He was going to put them all in his backpack, which is a great idea because, you know, those really big backpacks that you go like trekking with in the woods and stuff. So he arrives there 1 or 2 days into the festival, I think. It was a 4-day festival. And he brings the beers, all 48 of them. And I mean, look at that. This is a heavy bottle. Even heavier when it's full. So he's dragged it all over there, and we even dug a little pit in the ground to keep it cool, but of course it was 36 degrees Celsius out there. It was way too warm. When we wanted to open one of these in the morning, in the morning, as breakfast with our hamburgers. Woohoo! You would open one and it would just be like a fountain of foam coming out because it was so hot. Oh my god. Yeah. I still ended up drinking like 5 or 6 of them. Begrudgingly. But I did it. I fell on that sword.
End of flashback.
So, that wraps up our first beer review video. I know I had fun. You can probably tell by my cheeks that I had fun. I hope you guys had fun too. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave it a like. And if you would like to see more videos like this, then please subscribe and turn on your notifications.
One of us. Google gobble, Google gobble. One of us.
Thank you for watching. And don't forget, bottoms up. Bye.